So this week, Gamecocks are headed down to Atlanta for the 3-day Georgia Tech Fall Invite, taking on a slew of teams. So just give us a preview of this weekend. Obviously, it's a little different than any meet that we've had so far this year, as it is an invite.
Yeah, so this kind of caps off our first semester of competition. And everything we've done up to this point, all the dual meets with Kentucky and NC State and UNC and Ohio and Tennessee, this all has kind of prepped them for this 3-day competition. The purpose of the 3-day competition mid-season is to give us some information back on our training and how our athletes are responding, as well as to kind of begin to help us shape what our SEC team is going to look like. So it's an important meet. It's a meet that is racing on continuous days, which can make our athletes tired and kind of wear them out a little bit. That's good for them to kind of get into that environment and that feeling and learn how to continue to race and race at a high level. There's going to be some great competition there. Some of the fastest teams in the country are going to be there. Florida, FSU, Auburn, Georgia Tech, a ton of teams, Alabama, that are going to be coming ready to race and ready to be fast, and they're going to put their best foot forward. So we're going to have our work cut out for us, but we're excited to see what our athletes can do, and I think they've set themselves up for a good meet so far. We've prepped well. Our training has been good. So right now, all we got to do is get on the bus and head to Atlanta and get ready to go.
So you talked about how there is going to be a slew of powerhouse teams down there like Florida, but this Gamecock team has had its fair share of challenges this year. They've gone up against Tennessee. They've gone up against Kentucky, top-level competition. Yeah. So how do you feel that schedule has prepped you going into this meet?
Well, I do that on purpose. I've got coaches tell me all the time we have the hardest schedule in the country, and I don't know that to be fact, but I know that pretty much every meet we've had so far this year has been against a top 25 team. We really don't have any down weeks, and so what I believe that does is it prepares them to go into these big high-level competitions, and they're not seeing faces that they haven't seen before. They're not seeing times that they haven't seen before. So the hope is that all of these competitions we've had up to now have prepped them for what they're going to see over the next 3 days, so they don't get overwhelmed and they don't get too excited in the moment, that they're able to handle their emotions and handle their performance in a way that allows them to race at the highest level and to exceed what they've done not only this year but in their lifetime as well. So we're looking for some big things this week.
So obviously this is the last meet of the fall for the team. So how do you look to carry this momentum over into the spring season?
Basically what we do is we start to shape our SEC team like I was talking about, but it gives us an idea of how they've responded to the training up to this point. We're going to get a lot of information on what we need to continue to work on, what our strengths are, what our weaknesses are with each individual. And then as soon as we get back, literally Monday after we get back from this meet, we go back to training and we set up a huge training block through January into SECs in February. So coming off of that, we come back, we have a week of classes after Thanksgiving. We have finals. Then we go on our training trip down to Naples, Florida, where that will kind of be our peak level training for the year. That'll be our highest volume, our highest intensity, our highest workload. And then when we come back right after Christmas to Columbia with the team, they're going to start that 6-week period that takes them right into SECs and finishes out the year. So this meet is important in that the information that it provides us is going to help shape the rest of the season as far as training and racing and competition goes. So we're looking forward to seeing what our athletes bring to the table. We're looking forward to some big things, and I think they're prepared well and they're ready. So we'll see what happens.